Okay, welcome back to an update video on me selling some puts on the side for some extra income. I feel like I haven't made a video in a while, and that's because I haven't, and it's not because I'm ignoring you with my shame and guilt. Get out of here. That I'm still down for the month. We'll take a look at that. But more so, I just haven't made any moves recently. I've been holding a lot of shares that I have been assigned, and I'm just waiting for those shares to get back up to around the price that I bought them for so I can maybe start selling some calls on those shares. And for me, right now, it's just a waiting game. So it's not that exciting. But I thought, let's talk about one stock in particular that I've seen fall from its all-time high greatly. And I haven't actually looked at the premiums for this stock, but I thought we could do that together. It'd be fun. And if you like this kind of stuff, feel free to subscribe. That way you can follow along with my journey, see how I win, see how I lose, maybe learn from my mistakes, or just find it entertaining. So I would appreciate it. And let's just hop to the spreadsheet first. If you're new, the spreadsheet's how I keep track of all of the premiums that I get throughout the month and how I get those premiums. You can see I'm at negative $30 so far for the month of December. And that's because I was playing around with some put credit spreads. And I mentioned in my last video, it was probably the worst time for me to do that. And here I am. That one trade cost me $174. But I guess I can say it was a $174 learning experience. Think of it as buying like a guru's course, except you actually feel it in real life, so maybe it's a little more meaningful. So the most recent trade that I actually did make is Skills. I sold a call on Skills for a premium of $16 and the strike price is $11. I was assigned 100 shares at the strike of $10.50. So if this were to get assigned, I would make 50 cents a share, $50 plus the $16 a premium, and that would be a good $66 if that were to get assigned. And then Corsair before that, before the Skills trade, I also sold a put on Corsair. And this is wrong. I think this also expires on the 17th. And I made $47 in premium off of that. Strike price of $20. I think Corsair is like $22, $23 right now. But before it was really close to that $20 strike, and that's why the premium for that was a little higher than normal. And so one stock I wanted to go ahead and just take a look at premiums together. Like I said, I haven't looked at the premiums yet. It was down. Let's go look real quick. It was down. Well, here's a year view of Stitch Fix. And at one point, its 52-week high was $106.41. Right now it's trading below 20. So over an 80% decrease in value from its 52-week high. This might even be its all-time high. I'm not sure. And just today, it's down almost 24% due to some earnings news that came out last night. And I have an article here. I thought we should go over it. Basically just talking about what happened during that earnings call. So here's a headline you wouldn't think you would see, the first sentence being, after just seeing it down, 24%. Stitch Fix earnings beat expectations. Why the stock is getting crushed. This is a quote from the CEO of Stitch Fix saying, "We are in a major learning phase right now." And I think this part right here, that's why I highlighted it, I think that could be seen as a little bit scary for investors because they don't like uncertainty, which learning if their new business model that they just introduced, or maybe not new business model, maybe that's the wrong phrasing, but their new business endeavor, maybe I should say, is a learning phase to see how this new freestyle business of Stitch Fix pans out. And I think that caused a lot of turmoil with some investors, and that's maybe one of the things they didn't like. But here we go. Revenue rose $581 million, up 19% from last year, surpassing the $571 million expected by Wall Street. So it crushed revenue. Active users grew 11%, so not bad, 4.18 million users from a year ago, but it was less than the 4.23 million active clients analysts projected. And I also saw a stat that the average user or the average subscriber to Stitch Fix spends $500 per user. I don't think that was mentioned in this. I saw that in a different article. And of course, one of the things they complain about is supply chain issues. It feels like that's what everyone talks about anymore in their earnings calls. So nothing new there. But they also said we're confident we're going to improve over the coming quarters. Investors on the call weren't so convinced. And here's where they talk about the learning. Do I want to try Fix, which is their subscription service that you're probably used to hearing about? Or do I want to try Freestyle, which from my understanding is just buying clothes from a catalog online almost like you would on Macy's.com. And so that's the learning phase we're in right now, and we see opportunity to get better, they say. And here we go. Stitch Fix anticipates revenue increasing at a high single-digit rate, so under 10%, down from its prior outlook of 15%. So down over 5% revenue increase. That compares with the 15.7% year-over-year growth analysts have been expecting. So I haven't heard of this Freestyle. I know about their subscription service, or I know just enough that I recognize it, but the Freestyle, from my understanding, allows you to buy or browse and buy items outside of a fixed shipment or their subscription service. And here they can show you what's trending for you, depending on your styles that you like. They can offer things that will be good accessories for some stuff that you already have. You can look through different categories or buy the same thing, maybe in a different color. And that is apparently the gist of Freestyle. And this is what they are claiming they are testing out. So, Stitch Fix, down 24%, like I said. I'm very curious about the premiums of this. I thought, let's look at them. We'll look at this on Robinhood as usual, and I'll go to SelliPut, and let's just look at December 10th. December 10th with the 18 strike, you can get $21 in premium, not too shabby. But let's look a few weeks out, like the 31st here, at $18 strike, you can get almost $100 in premium. So of course, I'm not going to recommend doing this one way or the other because I don't do that on this channel. This is just me babbling. But you know, I still don't know enough about Stitch Fix either to make that kind of call for myself. But usually in times of fear come the greatest buying opportunities. So maybe I should explore this a little bit more once I have some more buying power. And this could be an opportunity for me in the future. But as of now, just because I don't even have buying, even if I wanted to, yeah, I guess I could. But I'd be cutting it really close to being the zero, which I don't want. And I'm just going to wait before I make any more moves until I get more buying power. And we are making up for some lost ground. In my last video, if you watched, I think I was down to like 42 or maybe 41. And now we're at 45.5. So making up a little bit of lost ground from the big sell-off last week. And I guess we'll just see what the rest of the week does. So a little bit about Stitch Fix. We looked at some premiums for that if you're curious about it like I was. And yeah, no real big updates, but I thought I'd just make a video anyway. Hope to see you in the next one. And as always, take care.